Life is good 13. 13 love you all. You are creation 13. Um, Today I want to talk to you about um, cleansing. Cleansing of your whole being. Cleansing and filtering your heart, which is your true essence and your true being. I've been going through this since last Saturday, which was the 19th, which was the full moon. And that full moon was real intense. It opened up the gateway of hidden, buried deep down inside of you, everything that you had locked up, at least from my experience, through your lifetime. You know, things that you really buried deep inside you, just kind of bottled up and came out. At least for me personally, and I've read that other people have been going through the same thing. So this is a time of cleansing, healing, and pretty much cleaning up your path and making a new path for yourself. This is something I'm still experiencing, and this cleansing thing is going to be happening, at least from my perception and understanding, all the way through December. So it's been pretty intense. It really has. And a lot of mirror reflections are being more open and known. You know, because like I said, you know, you're the center, and everything is a reflection of you, to help you learn, to help you grow, to help you build a better you, expand yourself, and make you live by your heart fully. You know, because everything filters through your heart, no matter what it is. You know, whether it's positive, negative, your light self, your night self, yin and yang, you know, the push and pull effect. You know, it all filters through your heart. You know, everything that you experience, everything that you bring out into your physical reality, reflects how you feel. You know, say you had a bad day, it's going to reflect out into your physical reality. Say you feel good about yourself, it's going to reflect out into your reality. So this cleansing is bringing everything up, and it's making you face stuff that you didn't want to face, deep down inside you. You know, because from what I'm learning and perceiving myself is that there is just trillions and trillions of doors all through your being. It also is known as the eyes. You know, like in the Revelations or in the Bible, whatever, they showed beings that had eyes all over them, right? Eyes all over. Well, my guide showed me doorways. So just millions of doorways all through your being. And your whole goal is to unlock each doorway. You know, I told you that the main doorway you want to unlock, the key to heaven, is right inside your heart. That's your true key. But you have millions of other keys or doorways all over your being that you have to unlock. And this means everything. I was watching a video of the twin. I'm trying to think. I think it's Crystal Starseed 444 is their YouTube site. But you know, they talked about personal reflections and, you know, stuff that you go through, and putting, you know, trying to get through it, through your life. You know, if you're not aware of how to help fix yourself, you know, like say if you're abused, or you don't know how to handle people, so on and so forth, you put walls up. So basically you're shutting doors, and those emotions and everything that are attached to that room, you close it and lock the door. So instead of dealing with it, you just keep it bundled up inside. But eventually, you're going to have to deal with it. And this cleansing time is is where it's forcing you to have to deal with it. You know, as we are ascending, moving more and more and more through our being, as well as the earth, because we're all interconnected in every way. Everything that you experience, your surroundings and everything experiences it with you. And that's something you have to become aware of. You know, we are all connected, but we are one being, one individual being. And we hold all the essence of everybody else within our being. And that's something you have to figure out for yourself. I'll make a video on that one. But yeah, it's really all about clearing and cleansing, and you know, expressing yourself through your heart has been a big thing. I've really been expressing myself a lot more, and you know, helping people express themselves through their heart. You know, because a lot of people, at least the way humans have taught people, is to suppress feelings, you know, or just hold them within. You know, when I was growing up, you know, not many people were very open about what was on their mind. You know, people would always shun you and say, "Just leave me alone. I don't want to talk about this right now. Just leave me alone. I don't want to talk about this right now." You know, that's what I grew up with. You know, and with myself, you know, I was, you know, I cared about people, and you know, I don't like seeing people get hurt at all. You know, I want to live in a world where no one gets hurt, but it's hard because you know, you cause trigger effects. Hopefully my music's not too loud. I know I'm getting off track here, but I got a new webcam, so hopefully the music's not too loud. But anyways, now I lost my train of thought. But you know, realizing, you know, that my intentions, you know, anybody's intention usually is not to hurt someone. It's either you're lashing out what's been bottled up inside, or the person that you're reflecting to, you are bringing out their reflections, so they will lash out at you. And you know, the thing of people getting hurt is, you know, something that I'm learning that you can't really take personally, okay, or blame yourself for somebody getting hurt, because we all learn and reflect from each other. We do, and you take that time to try to figure out how to fix this, you know, within yourself and within others. You know, fix the rage, or fix the hurt, or the pain that you have built up inside you. You know, learning to let go is key, but learning to deal with letting the stuff go, the reflections of when you're letting things go, is also very important, because you have to have heart when you bring things up, you know, because a lot of anger and mixed emotions can be drawn up because of these cleansing periods. And I noticed this is a pattern because last year around this exact same time, it was a cleansing time as well. So there's more patterns that are being more known. You know, it's basically like you're, at least from my experience, you're truly living the 13th cycle, the 13th month cycle. The Ethiopian calendar has a lot to do with the 13 cycles. And this is what I experience and receive, and we are experiencing this all the time. So therefore, since I'm aware of that this cleansing cycle happened, perceived last year, it's happening again. And this is something to be aware of, because if you notice these patterns, then you're going to be able to be more aware of what happens. Just like with September. September is pretty much a new year in the Ethiopian calendar, which is why a lot of things happen. September 11th, for example, is a very important universal event, and that's something you have to discover for yourself. And just same with this is cleansing time, and it seems it goes through this all the time. So anyways, I'll quit babbling about that. But yeah, just pay close attention. But living by your heart is key, but also cleansing out your whole being is also key. And I'm learning that, you know, all reflections, the universe and your guides will make you deal with it in some way. If you're not dealing with it when it comes up personally, you're gonna have to deal with it in your physical reality. And if you have to deal with it in your physical reality, it can get complicated. It really can. And it's as complicated as you make it. You know, this is where you have to interact with your cleansing process and kind of just move the chess pieces in your life accordingly. And, you know, make decisions, make choices, and don't make any rash choices. And that's sometimes a problem that I can have, is making a rash decision, you know, because to me, you know, I like to see things progress at a rapid state, but it can't always be that way. And the point being is, it's just like a chess game, you know, you can't just move a pawn 5 steps, you know, the pawns can only move one time. And then same with the other pieces, they can all move at different times, but they can't move until the pawns move. All the pawns are in the way. So until those pawns disappear or move forward one by one, then you start making progress. You know, and that's how you have to deal with situations. You know, is strategize on where you're going in your existence. You know, strategize on your path. Not making any rash decision. You know, just stepping on the pedal and just going. You're gonna end up hitting barricades and rocks, and you're gonna be tumbling back and forth. You're gonna make your motor get all jacked up. You're gonna make your vehicle get all jacked up because you're just speeding through without thinking about it, without listening to your heart. You know, moving one step at a time. You know, we are accelerating at a fast pace, but you have to consider all the other characters that surround you. Just like for myself, I've always pictured my reality as like a Final Fantasy game. You know, that you go out into the world and you explore it, and you meet people along the way that help you along your path, no matter what it is. They help you on your path, and they make you aware of things you need to pay attention to help you grow and mature into the real being, as well as learning balance. Balance is like the most important thing through this whole thing, because your heart is weighed, just like I felt not last night, but it was Saturday. Yeah. This Saturday. Was it Saturday? Friday or Saturday, somewhere around there. It was Friday night. I felt that people's hearts were being weighed and judged. Now, was it just for myself personally? It could have been, but our hearts were weighed and judged based upon our will and intent. And when this happens, you need to become aware of that you yourself are weighing and judging yourself. Okay, you're weighing and judging yourself. You know, are you happy with yourself? Are you happy where your heart is? Are you happy with where your path is? This is also part of cleansing. everybody always talks about, being judging, but you have to realize that you have to judge yourself. If you judge yourself, then you can know what you need to work on. You need to pay attention to what you need to work on. Your guides will make sure that you're aware of where you're going in your path, because deep down inside, you don't want to, you can't fail, okay? And the only reason why failure and stuff may be brought up is because of those blocked doors and gateways and stuff like that. Is because you're trying to forget about the doors you lock for yourself. Failure and fear are the two main things. So if you fear something, that means that that door that you've been trying to keep closed is shaking and it's getting ready to open up. So you gotta let it open up and then having to deal with it, which is part of cleansing again. Hopefully not confusing you guys. Sometimes this stuff can be kind of hard to talk about, but I think it turned out pretty good. Said hopefully the music's not too loud, but if it is, I'll just make it again. It's alright. But this is a time of cleansing, clearing, cleaning up everything within your being, learning how to open and unlock doors. Like if you meditate or whatever you do, imagine and envision yourself with just trillions of doors inside you. Like I said, you got a built-in library. I mean, you literally can go and find out everything about your being. This is also how you communicate with beings. And this is just from my personal experience, but all beings and everything inside you is built in your DNA. So you respond and connect with your DNA. There's no outside being that is connecting to you. The only outside beings that try to connect to you is part of the matrix. And that's something you have to discover for yourself. So if there's a being that's communicating outside yourself, then it's part of the matrix and programs and you're going to get lost. But if you listen to the inside of your being, your DNA will speak to you and make you remember what you need to become aware of. Everything is inside you. Everything is inside you. And it's opening those doorways, connecting, and being aware of what you're connecting to. That's another video as well. But anyway, so it's all about filtering your heart, listening to your heart, and reflecting on your heart, and taking time to move each pawn in the chess game, and strategize and become aware of what moves you're making. And this video is for myself as well, because sometimes I will rush into things, and when you rush into things, then it just kind of is thrown out on the table, and then you just have to start sorting it out. And that's what I do quite a bit. It works out in the end, but it definitely is. I make it harder on myself than I need to. So yeah, it's definitely very important just to move each chess piece one at a time and strategize on where you want to be at in life, what path you're making for yourself and what path you're making for others, because every move you make affects someone else. Every single move affects someone else, and this is why you have to realize that life is a game, a game that you have to take seriously but also have fun at the same time, which is learning about balance and balancing the positive and balancing the negative. It's just kind of like, let's see, because they got like little signs. It's basically just like these two things right here. You have the balance of positive and negative, the light self and the night self, constantly circling around you. you know, and it's good. You want to have both of them circling around you, because this helps create balance. But if you take the night self away, or take them both away, you take the night self away, then you're just all positive and you become imbalanced. Same with the light self. You know, you take the light self away, you're gonna become unbalanced. So it's learning to balance both aspects of yourself. 13 Sun made a good point in one of his videos. You know, you want to stay positive and love, but you can't always be in that perception because you're gonna get stuck. You're gonna get stuck because if you just are so calm and at peace, you're gonna limit yourself. So anger or just negativity will pop up in your reality to help boost and fire your positive self. So it's there to boost you. So it's good to get angry sometimes, and this is something that I learned myself, is that it's good to get angry because if I go through some stuff and it drives a fire or it builds up inside, just like my cleansing process I went through over the weekend. It builds up inside. It actually ignites your heart. It ignites you, and it feels like you're kind of like a rocket getting ready to explode and fly out of here. So you need the negativity to boost your positive being. So when it reaches here, it boosts here. So it constantly does that, just like a motor. You know, the cylinders. You know, they constantly move back and forth, allowing the motor to move and fluctuate. So it continues to move forward. But you know, if you're just positive, then your engine is going to stop because it's only moving once, so you're clogging yourself. So you have to get that negativity or that night self going as well. So you got to work and balance both of them. So you're just constantly moving faster and faster. This is why Ryan or DR7, it shows, you know, just keep running, just keep running, just keep running, because you want to keep moving that motor. You want to keep moving that energy, positive and negative, light self and night self. You know, you're not going to win a fight if you're only fighting with one arm. You know, you got to take a punch. You know, boom, boom. You know, take a 2-punch to get where you need to be. You know, so then you can be the true you and ignite your fire, because you're wanting to ignite. You're wanting to start and rev up that engine. You know, the earth is revving its engine up. You need to rev your engine up. You know, what do you think that your Merkaba is? Your engine's not going to start if you don't flow through. You know, you want to stay balanced, so you have to work on both cells and reflect and boost your energy, boost your motor, because we're getting closer and closer to igniting your motor entirely, becoming into a Merkaba and crystallizing your being. Because like myself, I'm experiencing crystals all over my being now. Like every time I close my eyes, using my field, I envision crystals all over my being now. My body is crystallizing. You know, my perception is my body is crystallizing, and it's starting at my Merkaba. And this is, you know, this is where I'm at, and that's where your focus needs to be, is learning how to start your Merkaba and learning how to crystallize your being. And your guides are going to show you this. It goes through stages, and my guides will show me this stuff. And then you just go with it. You know, energy work is important, and you know, balancing your being is very important. You know, when the sun's out, that's your light self. When it's night outside and the moon's outside, you know, when it's dark outside, that's your night self. So this allows you to reflect where your light self is in the sun time and reflect your night self when it's nighttime, to help you balance your being. You know, balance your heart space, filter through your heart space. You know, if you ever realize or recognize when the sun sets, your moods change. because you are transforming into your other self. Learning the balance of both. And it's so very important to realize all these concepts. So this video is pretty long, so I think I'll go ahead and leave it on that. But yeah, it's all about cleansing, clearing, and making sure that you strategize each move that you make as you're clearing. Not being so rational or just rushing into it. Balance both of your positive and negative, your light self and night self, and intertwining into your reality, as well as helping others along your path, because everybody's going through this. Like everybody surrounding me is going through this cleansing process, and people are being more open to their heart. And I encourage people to stay open with their heart. It's such an awesome time now. Just like I said, when I grew up, no one was open with their heart. They were just so closed off. But now people are being forced to be open, and a lot of times it can be quite painful. So this is where you just, you have to have compassion for people, but not make it a burden on yourself. Because if you create a burden or did I cause this person to be upset? It doesn't work that way. Because you're not learning what you need to learn. You're not expressing the reflections that's being shown to you. And one other thing before I end this is, remember, reflections can be of a higher state of you and a lower state of you. You have to recognize which state are you looking at. Which mirror effect are you looking at? Is it your highest aspect or your lowest aspect? And realize that it can be either or. You may be at a high aspect in one thing, but you may be in a lower aspect in another. So you have to really pay close attention to what reflection is being showed to you. You don't want to view everything that you're the highest aspect and everybody else is the lower aspect. It don't work that way. It's a perfect balance. You're gonna have your highest aspects, highest reflections, and lowest reflections in your same reality at the same time. So you have to become aware of what is being shown to you. Filter it through your heart. All these reflections that are showed to you, filter it through your heart so you can decipher what needs to be learned, what needs to be done, and what needs to be said. So anyways, I'll go ahead and leave it at that. I love you all very much. And yeah, it's just totally all about cleansing and clearing your being. Being open and talking with others that you feel comfortable with. When I was going through what I went through over the weekend, I went to two people that I felt I could go to, and it felt good to release that stuff. But you need to realize, when you release this stuff to people, to not make them feel like they are that they feel they have to hold on to it. So you always be nice and respectful. Say, like in the ones that I wrote, I said, thank you for reading and listening. I just felt I needed to get it out. And just be open and honest and be respectful if you do tell people about what's going on. Because sometimes it's hard to go through this all by yourself, and not a lot of people may be around you physically to handle what you're going through. So you'll go to somebody, like say on Facebook or whatever, that you feel comfortable with, and that pretty good, that can aid you in your situation. And like I said, just be totally respectful about who you talk to, and realize that they also are going through their own personal stuff as well. I think I'll make that on another video. But yeah, just be very respectful towards people. Don't take things to burden, but be respectful. Definitely. So yeah. Cleanse yourself. Open all the doorways within your being is key. and learn to deal with things. You know, if you fear or feel failure, you need to open those doors, because you're trying to stop yourself from opening doors that you've kept hidden from yourself. So open them doors, tear down them walls, and filter and reflect your heart, and balance your light self and night self, your positive and negative, so then you can boost your engine. Just keep going. Negative, and then boost the positive. Negative, and then boost the positive. Ignite the fire in your heart, and then boost it up. Ignite the fire in your heart, and then boost it up. Very important, very key. So anyways, I'm going to end on that. I love you all very much. If you have questions, let me know. Yeah, so namaste, laket. 13 love to y'all. Talk to you in a little bit.